What's up, everybody, and welcome to HQ Spotlight. We are kicking off the show 4 wide. I'm Haley Sutton, happy to be joined by Tommy Tran, our first show since you came back from paternity leave, so I'm happy to be here. But we're also happy because we got our NFL crew in the house. We've got Mike Renner and Pete Prisco. A lot of lessons we learned from Week 15 in the NFL. My biggest takeaway is that the top of the NFC is looking pretty good. What about you, Tommy?
Yeah, it is a race for the top seed after the Lions lost to the Bills, of course, and we're in the festive spirit. We'll get into the theme of what we're talking about first, but we did have a Monday night doubleheader. We'll spare you Falcons and Raiders. We'll spare you Vegas. Let's get to Minneapolis. And Pete, the reports of Sam Darnold's steep regression a little bit exaggerated, perhaps.
Yeah, for anybody who thought Sam Darnold would turn into Sam Darnold, hadn't happened yet. Hits Jefferson there for the touchdown. His only touchdown pass of the day.
Bears were shut out in the first half for a third straight game, trying to get on the board. Caleb Williams avoiding the rush, trying to find Keenan Allen, but it's incomplete. Bears settle for the field goal, 13-3. Then Aaron Jones on the ground had a solid day, including this score.
Yeah, everyone talks about Sam Darnold in that offense, but I think Aaron Jones has been just as big an upgrade at running back as Darnold has been at the quarterback position for them this year.
Jones getting it done. Cam Akers finding pay dirt, and Justin Jefferson, who gave a shout-out to Randy Moss, feeling good afterwards.
So Tommy kind of teased it. We're going to get you into the holiday spirit here. Is your team going to have a holly jolly Christmas, or will the Grinch steal the holidays for some of you? Our Grinch is Pete Prisco. He's here on set with us.
Wow.
I know, I had to get it in there.
I'm not going to fight it, though. I'm not fighting that.
Yeah, you are kind of Grinchy. So as we look here, these are the Christmas lights. So up at the top, you can see these are the teams that are still trying to get in the playoff picture here. They're close. Some of them are close, some of them are not so close. So we're going to see which lights are shining bright, which ones we're throwing out, and which ones we're going to have to give some work to get those lights shining bright.
So our first category is lighting brightest. Pete, I'll start with you. This is a team that you slotted in as your number 2 power ranked team before the season. You picked them to go to the Super Bowl. Didn't look good after Brazil, but it's looking good now with the Green Bay Packers.
By the way, I took that from the guy who is actually from Wisconsin and grew up a Packers fan, and he would agree with me, I think. I love this team, everything about them, and they're only getting better. We saw them physically go up and maul Seattle. I mean, they pushed them around in the run game. They pushed them around on the defensive line. That was as good as the defensive line's played all year. We haven't seen the best of this team yet. They have 4 losses, 2 to the Lions, 1 to the Eagles, and 1 to the Vikings by a total of 20 points. That tells you how good they are. This team, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm not backing away from that.
If top 10 offense and a top 10 defense, that's a recipe for success. And I do agree, they're not going to get a home game, but this is a team that I don't think anyone wants to face in that first round, second round, wherever it is in the playoff picture.
Mike, who's your brightest?
I got to go with the Baltimore Ravens. There's only 2 teams in the NFL this season that have not lost by more than 1 score. So have never not been lost by more than 8 points in a game. One's the Detroit Lions, which everyone knows is one of the best teams in the NFL. The other one's the Baltimore Ravens, surprisingly. With 5 losses, all of them have been 1 score. They have a top 3 offense in the NFL, and points have been at a premium this season around the league. So give me the team that has as many weapons as anyone else in the NFL this season, and maybe one of the most dynamic at the quarterback position. That's a recipe for success. I think that's a team that just come January, too. When you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, that can translate to any stadium in the NFL.
But, Mike, they lost to Gardner Minshew at home. That counts as more than 1 score loss.
See?
Well, I mean, they did. They lost to Gardner Minshew at home. I'm with them, though. I think the Ravens are a really good football team. And there's another team we haven't seen the best of. You know, they came out of the bye and they were concerned about the offense. Oh, Lamar didn't run enough. His mom told him that. They blew out the Giants. I think defensively is where we had major concerns about them. We don't have those concerns as much anymore. I think they're getting better on the back end. They had some coverage lapses early in the season. Much improved over there. They will get the pass rush going to where we expected it to be. I'm with you. I think the Ravens are going to be really good.
And the other thing about the Ravens is they've played every good team, it seems like, in the NFL. They've played the Eagles. They've played the Chiefs. They've played the Bills. Like, they have been tested. They're not sneaking into these playoffs whatsoever. They are going in knowing that they can hang with anyone.
All right, our graphics team all the way in the back, putting it in a very festive mood. The lighting looks good around the teams. Our next category is going to be hanging on, Pete Prisco. So we're going from brightest light to hanging on. Which team's that going to be for you?
It's kind of flickering is what you're saying. You know, we put the lights up, they start flickering. Yeah, the Falcons are flickering, and in large part because of their quarterback. He's been dreadful. I mean, that's being kind. The last 5 games, he's been terrible. And for whatever reason, he's not driving the ball. The arm strength isn't there. He just doesn't seem confident. And his post-game interview Monday night really disturbed me a little bit because he seemed like he had a glazed look on his face and that he had no confidence in himself. And that's never a good thing. He's not playing well. Kirk Cousins is playing well. Falcons have issues. And I think they really have to hope like heck that the Cowboys beat the Bucs this week, because the Bucs close with the Panthers at home and the Saints at home. And if the Cowboys don't beat them, I don't think the Falcons can catch them.
Yeah, I think this light's like flickering once every 10 to 15 seconds. It's very close to off at this point, and it is because of Kirk Cousins. It's just difficult when you have a quarterback you don't trust. You know, they want to be a run-first team, yes. But when you're a run-first team, it helps when you can attack then over the top, create those big plays in the passing game. They don't have that with Kirk Cousins right now, and I don't think they're going to anytime soon with his arm strength. So, to me, that's a big, big problem. And when you have the Bucs in your division, I just don't see it happening.
Let's talk about the Chargers, Mike, your team that's kind of in that same category, which is interesting, I guess, given the season that they've had. It's been kind of up and down, but they get the Broncos on Thursday night. Why them just hanging on at this point?
They're just not playing great football, and I think the defensive side of the football, you've seen the lack of talent get exposed in recent weeks, whether it's giving up 27 to the Bengals, 30 to the Ravens, 40 now to the Tampa Bay Bucs. It's just they don't have the horses walking through that door, in my opinion, to really shut down the upper echelon of the AFC, and you're going to see that come playoff time. But they're hanging on because at 8-6, you get to 10 wins, you're in the playoffs. They got the Pats, they got the Raiders still on their schedule. Even if they lose to the Broncos this week, chances are they're still making it.
Yeah, I think they'll make it, but he's right. Their defense the last couple of weeks has not looked like the same unit, and they kind of schemed it up early in the season, and people had a hard time figuring it out. But when you don't have the players, it's hard to do that, and I think that's showing up. And Herbert didn't play well last week. I mean, he was not at his top of his game, so he needs to play better as well. I think he will this week against Denver. But again, this is a team that needs to pick it up on the defensive side of the ball.
Big time game between the Bolts and the Broncos coming up this week.
I thought we'd be saying that.
Right, with those playoff implications. And then there's the last one where you just get ready to toss them out. It's already dead. The bulbs are gone. Pete Prisco and New Orleans, the host of the Super Bowl, its team is getting tossed.
And, you know, we always talk about the Lions being decimated by injuries, and they have been. But the Saints have been just crippled by injuries all year long. Who remembers the fast start when they were 2-0 and everybody said, oh, they can run the ball on anybody, they're physical. That's right, they went to Dallas and beat them up, and they thought they were going to be a playoff team, and then it just kind of fell apart. The offensive line got hurt. They had issues there. They lost their receivers across the board, and then now Derek Carr's not there. They're a shell of a football team that we saw early in the season, and now this week they go to Green Bay for a Monday nighter. How focused are you going to be on Monday night in Green Bay when it's 20 degrees out?
Yeah, the Saints are really paying for the cap magic they tried to make for so many years. It just left them so thin. They've tried to build a team almost solely through free agency. Well, then once injuries hit, when that's all you've done, you don't have backups. So, you don't have guys who are ready to play football, and that's been the issue. If they would have stayed fully healthy, that team we saw go 2-0, I think they very well could have contended with the Bucs for the top of the NFC South. But they weren't, and when injuries struck, the guys that were coming in were not ready to play. That's obviously the story of their season, and I think why they're going to be going home come January.
What did you think of Jake Haener, the posing and the fun pictures? Did he live up to the hype?
No, he did not. You are what you are.
All right, well, again, I'm just deflecting because our next team we're talking about is, of course, my Dallas Cowboys. It is no surprise that I've already tossed them out in terms of the playoffs, and the producers keep making me do this segment. Last week we did a segment with Lige where we talked about the teams that had like less than a 2% chance, and the Cowboys were there. So, Mike, I kind of already threw them out, but let's rehash it again while I'm sitting here on set. Why are the Cowboys not going to make the playoffs?
Well, it's because their schedule going forward. They got Bucs, Eagles, Commanders, and yeah, they beat the Commanders. That's how they're at. We beat the
Panthers. We were an underdog on Sunday against the Panthers.
Beat the Panthers, and that's why you have to unfortunately keep talking about them. But it's just that's too much to overcome, and I think as much as it's trending towards maybe Mike McCarthy keeping his job at this point, it could get embarrassing here down the stretch, could lead to an exit for him.
But the flip side of that is if they don't have the dumb, stupid play on the block punt, they might beat the Bengals and then they'd be smack dab in the middle of the race. Now, they still wouldn't navigate that schedule because they're not good enough, and particularly with the injuries. But they've done a nice job of hanging around a little bit, doing well enough that I do think Mike McCarthy's going to come back because I don't think Jerry wants to make the change.
My question that I always ask you is, like, who's going to replace him? You know, like, who's out there that you think would be better? Do you have, like, if they were to fire him, is there a name that comes to mind?
No, I mean, you could always just change the whole culture and start all over again, but that includes the general manager, and we know who the general manager is, and he's not firing himself, so that's the problem. If the coach could come in and get a new general manager and start the culture over, then maybe, but that's not who they are.
It's not. I've known that for 30 years now of my life. All right, we got to hit a break here on HQ Spotlight. Guys, good stuff as always. We got an exciting Week 16 of the NFL coming up. To get you ready, make sure you get locked into Pushing the Pile with Mike Renner. Mike, what can we expect on the latest episode?
Well, we had Pete on today. We broke down his power rankings. We're going to have Leger on tomorrow and go through your guys' mailbag questions.
There you go. Scan that QR code on your screen or listen wherever you get your podcasts.